Good evening and welcome back to Nosetools, where probably something is going on. There's a rotten troll corpse fighting. Ah yes, because somewhere down here my dwarves are repeatedly shooting through the wall. Oh yes, that's what we were doing, wasn't it? I should change the title of the stream now I remember what we're doing. Metal! Right, because we have in our mason's workshop a miner who has been taken by a strange mood and is sketching pictures of various things, notably including shining bars of metal. And this is a bit of a problem because...
Just for Jacob, go on, squawk again.
Because the only bars we have appear to be made of soap, and that really isn't a metal. So...
I walked past two small girls on their way to school yesterday morning. As I walked past them, one of them produced a perfect giant otter squawk. I had no idea what the context was, but it was very good.
But we had sent some miners off to dig. I should tell them to stop trying to find new places to dig, really. What I do, there's an option for don't actually undesignate this, but switch it into but temporarily say don't bother doing any work here. If I do that, then that marks that as the cyan colour means don't bother digging here right now. But somewhere down here we found, way down in the depths, so there's probably something worth finding on this layer, but let's again, we don't need to do serious exploratory mining, and we might find something we don't want to find. So let's say don't dig any deeper just yet.
Don't dig anywhere.
Actually, let's actually unmark a short distance up here, because I want that to be auto-mined if necessary. Right. No more exploratory mining right now. I did look up the wiki article on exploratory mining, which has terribly clever patterns for mining out layers in such a way that you find everything that's on them. Which will require lots of mucking around with macros, but let's not worry about that for now, because we found some metal ore. Yes, it's galena. It's not the best metal ore in the world,
But the most enthusiastic.
oh, most poisonous anyway. So what are we going to need down here in order to convert that into some metal, so that our poor dwarf, who is having a strange mood, can turn it into something useful? I did look up some of the weights of things, and galena is heavy, and much heavier than the products of smelting it, or the charcoal we'll need to smelt it. So I think the right thing to do is probably to build a smelter right down in the mining area, and then just bring up the smelted metal. But we are going to want some charcoal, so since we already have a wood furnace, we can burn a small amount of our wood stocks into charcoal. And then make, down here, we'll make a charcoal stockpile in a little while, once we have some space. So I think we should slightly enlarge that gap there. I don't know, to make enough space to build a smelter, and then make a small bar stockpile down in this corridor here. Which will just permit coal. So that should mean as we burn charcoal into wood into charcoal, the wood will get transported down here. Okay, we have a slight problem there because the auto mining won't go through the thing I've already designated. Should fix that. Well done, you've struck praise. So now we can build a smelter, which is a kind of furnace. That's a window, that's not a furnace. We can stick the smelter there, and we can build it out of whatever rock happens to be lying around on this level. There is another thing we should do, which is to go up here, which is to set a couple of bookmarks so that I can get to places faster. To our main stone stockpile, and adjust it so that it won't take metal ores, because they're not much use up here. So we'll just say forbid all metal ores, but yeah, that lot can still come up here if we actually find them. Probably don't actually want to put clay in this stockpile either. Right, so that'll avoid us accidentally hauling all of that galena up to the surface, where it will be of no use at all. We have a little bit of cinnabar, Jacob, but it's only turned up as a random thing in the gizzard stones of Elkbirds. What are you guys doing? Just out of curiosity, you're praying. Okay, I suppose we have to accept that that's going to happen. Why is no one using the southern half of the temple? I'm confused by this. So let's...
Is the god magnetic?
I don't think so. Let me set a couple of hotkeys. So let's set F2 to be zoom here, F3 to be zoom here, and F4 to be zoom down into the mines. So that now means that I can bounce between the mines and everything else reasonably easily. These veins are going all over the place. I bet there's no one who's actually... Oh no, that just needs a mason. We'll have to find a mason eventually. While we're here, let us auto mine the various gems at lower priority. So yes, a mason will probably come down in due course. There's one. This up a bit. Probably just de-designate all the exploratory mining down here because it's going to, that will make things simpler. We'll see what that does. Right, so we've got lots of lovely smeltable metal around. So I can now schedule a bunch of smelt galena ore jobs in order to convert those into something useful. Maybe that we don't actually, still having fun, good, that we don't actually have anyone what's going on there? Alright, that turned out to be a gem inclusion in the oh dear, what now? Alright, someone wants to reside here for the purposes of entertaining people. Go on then. I'm sure it'll be fine. So is anyone actually on that job yet? No, that probably means there's no one who knows how to do it. So let's do my usual thing of going, find someone who is like pissing around socialising.
You've got time to hang around doing nothing. You've got time to do this.
Yes, you've got time to smelt some lead. PL. Where does it appear? Metalsmithing, furnace operating. Right, so that should solve that problem. Yes, there we go. Once they found their way out of the dining room, off down the stairs into the mines. Collect some ore, which is very heavy. Collect some charcoal and get smelting. Oh, an elven caravan has arrived. Okay. Well, they can come into our thing. What's our current undead weirdness on the surface situation? It's all giant tortoises. Well, have fun with the giant tortoises, elves.
Zombie giant tortoises or live ones?
Zombie. Right, yes, I mean, my current opinion is zombie giant tortoises are probably not very dangerous, but
Walk away from it.
I think that may work. But like, I'm sure the elves will have fun nonetheless. Oh. Oh, oh. Well, it appears that the elf has gone for attacking the zombie giant tortoise, which is brave. Because I'm sure going up to a zombie giant tortoise and punching it is going to go well. I mean, the giant tortoise doesn't seem to be doing very much either. It did manage to bite the elf once.
I remember seeing tortoises used as an example by moral philosophers, as a counter to the idea that you have to that giving humans free will intrinsically confers on them the ability to kill each other painfully and generally behave like bastards. And they said, well, actually, tortoises, no matter how much free will they've got, it's bloody hard for them to kill each other.
Yes, live giant tortoises are very hard to kill in Dwarf Fortress because they just disappear into their shells, and then you have to get through the tortoise shell. I think zombie ones are less clever, and thus may not be able to get into their shells. Okay, yes. Been wounded. Bruised through your various clothes. You've improved your dodging though, so you're very satisfied at having dodged the giant tortoise. But you're basically getting into a fist fight with a dead giant tortoise. This is not going to end well for either of you. Anything interesting happening? No, you also managed to get your camel charged by the giant tortoise. But you started it. It's your own stupid fault.
That's okay. It won't have been charged too much. There's a contactless limit.
Thank you. What are you guys doing then? You've decided that there are some items that need storing in a stockpile, and so you are running over to meet this running over somewhere. What looks like you're rather running into danger here. Yes, you're you're going to stand around and watch this fight, aren't you? Oh no, someone was slightly braver and then went back again. Oh dear. I don't think that's good. Not yet disaster, but someone is now, it looks like, in mid-air over the river. Splish! There is now an elf in the river, drowning. What's the button I want? W. Stunned and drowning. Yes, that's not going to end well. Bit late to say that now.
Okay, is it too late to say you're a giant tortoise corpse?
So yes, we have one elf merchant currently busy drowning in the river. Well, I mean, I appreciate this is probably not going to make me popular with the elves, but I feel they only brought it on themselves. I think I need to adjust some of my jobs. I mean, I would worry about my dwarves out here, that they're going, oh dear, the mayor has imposed an export ban on some of their favourite goods.
In Banks' culture novels, which is set in large part in a world consisting of many hollow concentric shells. Sounds like a state.
Right. I'm going to have a quick look at how our strange mood is going. Though I was saying something, wasn't I? Oh yes, I was saying I'm not hugely worried about the giant tortoises because the elves only got into trouble by actually attacking the giant tortoises. And my dwarves are not going to do that unless I tell them to, I think. So where's our guy with the strange mood gone? Am I just failing to read the word strange mood here? There's a bit of a problem if he's...
Do you remember the name of the person?
Not offhand, but it will be mentioned here if it's... No, the mason's workshop is no longer claimed. That's odd.
Strange mood has been and gone.
Yes. Oh dear. Meng Thobarak, minor, cancels strange mood, went insane.
Oh dear.
Meng Thobarak, minor, is stricken by melancholy. Oh. Right, oh dear. I mean, we've probably got some metal now, but we were too slow getting it. See, we've got some lead bars down here, but sadly we didn't manage to make them before you went mad. Oh well, we'll have metal bars for the next one. Meanwhile, Ming Thobarak will slowly, will probably starve her itself to death. No, once you're that far gone, there is not much to be done, sadly. I believe. Do you have any relatives in the fortress? Sadly, yes. Not terribly stressed at the moment, at least. And she does like her bedroom, which is good, and the dining room. She's obviously not going to be very happy that her husband has gone mad. I don't think there's much to be done about that, sadly. I mean, at least melancholy, he's unlikely to take anyone else with him. Right. I'm going to try to fix some of this because I think I've screwed things up slightly. I think in particular I want the make, lie and make... I want all of these jobs to actually do one or some small number of them. But confusingly, I don't think there's actually a way to adjust the number of a job. I can change how many workshops can do it. I can adjust the conditions for it. I can't set any details because there are no details. So I think I have to go new make lie job, which should be 1, and then have a condition on reagents of there is at least 1 ash and at least 1 empty bucket. And that will mean, and then I can delete that job. Remove that job. And then similarly, let's do a make soap from tallow job with the same settings. And that will then, that I think will mean we will schedule to do 1 per day if there are suitable materials to make it, which is probably reasonable. Right, so those should, oh hang on, then I should cancel that one as well. Right, I should probably do some similar things with some of those other jobs, but that will at least avoid. There's an enormous mob watching the fight. I kind of think maybe I should drag everyone back indoors. What things are you trying to? Is everyone here?
On this mob watching the fight, is anyone trying to sell them a suspicious sausage in a bun?
Don't think so. No, we make plump helmet roasts, not suspicious sausages in buns. I don't think a suspicious sausage in a bun qualifies as a lavish meal. So quite a lot of these are actually not working at the moment. They are all set to no job, possibly because they're repeatedly cancelling the store item in stockpile jobs. So there's a bunch of... Oh, right. I think that the elves have dropped a bunch of their kit around here, and the dwarves are thus going, "Oh, free loot! Oh, it's being guarded by a giant tortoise corpse. I'm going to stay a little way back, but free loot!" repeatedly. So let's try designate set building and item properties, forbid items, and simply say anything in this area, any items that are kicking around here, just don't try to pick them up. Right, maybe now they'll go home, because there should be no items there that they now actually want. Okay, someone has still... What now? Yeah, okay, you can entertain the citizens and visitors as well. Don't guarantee you a bedroom, mind. I mean, to be fair, this giant tortoise corpse is not being highly effective, and the last one was only effective by causing someone to fall into the river. Wonder if we might be able to kill this giant tortoise corpse with a bit of violence. Should I try? Yeah, go on, let's try it. This is a bit dangerous, but... Everyone, come out and deal with this giant tortoise corpse and hope the ones on the other side of the river don't come along and make trouble. Well, they don't seem to be being very brave yet. Maybe they're waiting for their friends to come along. Okay, what? All right. Yep, someone conveniently beheaded the giant tortoise corpse with an axe. I mean, we could probably have done that a bit earlier, because the elf's dead now anyway. On the other hand, they've left all their stuff behind.
Is it possible to butcher a giant tortoise corpse, or do you have just as much trouble getting through the shell when it's dead?
I think we can. I think we butchered quite a lot of them actually. I can't remember quite how we managed to get them all dead. I think because it turns out they're not very hard to kill if you've got a decent quantity of axe dwarves. Right, yes, and the elf merchant has no head, so that's good. Does that mean there are now no merchants? Yes. Well, maybe I should unforbid all of their kit then. I mean, this may. I'm slightly worried that the elves might take offence to the fact that we allowed their merchants to be killed by dead giant tortoises. So if we look at the objects, do they? Yeah, they look like they're now ours, kind of. So if we go designate items, no, that's not designate. Yes, designate item properties, claim, and just say, yeah, okay, we will have all the objects in this area now. Go. Try not to get too scared of the giant tortoise corpses on the far side of the river. If you are going to get scared by them, I'll insist you go and kill them. Probably don't want that. Right, someone that has at least picked up the elf corpse. What are you two doing? It's like you've dealt with the problem. Right, you're both just in soldier no activity mode. Well, if you want to do that there, that's fine. Okay, everyone is slightly too scared to get over to that side of the river. Possibly with good reason. We should do we need to make memorials to dead merchants? I have a feeling we probably do. Just quickly look up memorials. Ghosts. Okay, I think we don't need to worry about don't need to worry about the elves coming back as ghosts, which is nice, because they're not actually part of our civilization. So yes, we do have there are lots of exciting objects out here, but we can't get them. That's a river, so I think that probably means we can't ford it, and all the other giant tortoises are on the other side of the river. So we would need to actually build a bridge or a tunnel, which might be feasible.
You occupy most of the ground underneath all this anyway, right?
Not on that side of the river, actually.
Okay.
We are mostly staying on this side of the river. So I think actually the thing to do is to re-forbid everything on that over there that's too close to the giant tortoises, and when the giant tortoises get bored and wander off, as they probably will, or if we spot any of them on this side of the river, then we'll try to reclaim the stuff. So re-forbid all of the stuff over here. Right. So now things like these objects are all marked with twiddly brackets, which mean that no one should try that dwarves are forbidden from picking them up. What are you doing? You're just wandering around, because apparently you're quite happy to wander around in the vicinity of dead... Okay, you were quite happy to wander around, and then you notice the dead giant tortoise and have run away. Right, anyway. So, yes. So the chances are we didn't... Oh, right, we should drop the elf corpse into the rubbish. Also some other things that are of no use. Nothing in there that we want to get rid of. So, what's the bedroom situation, given some people have asked to move in? We are mostly out of bedrooms, assuming everything here is actually designated as such. Looks like it, yes. Not quite, okay. Looks like we've got enough space. Oh dear. Oh, that's bad. Someone has managed to cross the river, apparently. I didn't know you could do that. Right. I mean, it looks like the giant tortoise corpses... what? Are mostly... well, I mean, that might deal with our unhappy parent problem at the expense of giving us an orphaned child. Because isn't she the one who's... oh no, she's not not that woodcutter whose husband is the... Right, so does that mean that now there are no giant tortoise corpses up at this end of the world? I think it does. But that probably means then that we could dig a tunnel under the river. Or we could build a bridge, but I think digging a tunnel will be quicker. Let's do it from further back. That's safe, isn't it? Yes. Right. Let's see if that causes anything to happen. We should probably actually prioritise those a bit, shouldn't we? Oh, it'll probably... 4... No, we shouldn't actually have much going on at level 4 anymore. Yes, here's someone's on their way. You, like... seem fairly badly injured. I feel that you shouldn't just be sitting around going no job, or is there someone actually on a recover wounded job to collect you? Doesn't look like it.
Play with steel mini forge.
Yes.
That does sound like fun, I must admit.
One of the toys you can get is a mini forge. Here comes our... Oh! No, it's probably fine. I don't think the water actually goes this deep. Come back. It's just damp because there's a river above you. It'll be fine.
dig tunnel on the river, damp stone located. For some reason was not expecting.
I don't think there's a way to say, and don't cancel it just because there's damp stone here. I know it's damp earth.
Is damp stone like wet stone?
No. Right, so now we have a tunnel across the river in case anyone wants to make use of it. And since those two giant tortoises are now dead, we can start claiming the rubbish that that's been left behind up here, because I reckon that... Oh, what? Are all the other giant tortoises pissed off? No.
Is slightly off. It's less fiddly. Well, the model answer is Remember the question why it's not what it was? So Zog is for 1 unit held there.
Right, good. Someone is recovering our injured woodcutter.
For the potential outside the pattern from that fiddly thing. And then it says, is there a position in the small channel? You've got the big unit sphere here, missing that half, missing that quarter, where a particle would stay stably at rest.
Oh, I vaguely remember, and then it turns out that along one cross section there's a minimum, but it's not a minimum in the other direction. Yes.
But of course it can't, because it's all the passes equation, and by the whole point of the big theorem of the course is you can't have a minimum inside the interior, it must be the boundary.
Yes.
Yet the entire model answers half the question, doing all this fiddly calculation so it's here. And therefore I like asking it anyway, because half of them will go find it, and I'll then say, no, you're dead.
So now all the dwarves are outside going, oh, look at all this lovely stuff the elves left behind. At least for those values of lovely stuff that we actually have a stockpile. We have enough space to store in the office. Meanwhile, in the office, in the fortress. Meanwhile, an entire elven performance troupe has turned up and wishes to reside here. Okay, but I'm going to need to dig some more bedrooms.
Possibly a dance hall or something.
Interrupted by Namiel Querathew's head. Sorry, Quathario's head. Right. I can't see it on the list. Has it been killed already? Maybe.
Just a flesh wound.
Yes, it looks like it's stuck in a tree. This is a slight problem. If you hack someone hard enough with an axe, their head will go sailing off into a tree and then come back to life later. And then someone will have to go up into the tree to kill it. Or everyone will be scared of it.
I was going to say, can't you just leave it there to...
So those two visiting elves... Oh, who I think were... Right, they just found some interesting stuff.
It's an elf centre.
Yes, okay, if you must. Right, more bedrooms then, I suppose.
It is all this sideways.
His head off here, like, oh my god. Zero's envoy and oozes nervy.
Easy soon.
I think this is zero. Ozone's very. Snooze very is not very snooze.
Thank you.
It's true.
Yes, it's true. Like 15 beds I wanted.
15 beds or difference.
Obviously it's not 15 because it's an even number, but like it's something in that of that order.
So, I delivered a whole load of stuff and someone owes me £10.80.
£10.80.
Yes.
Oh, how does money work? I reckon you might have £10 in here.
Why is this visiting artist trying to attend a meeting over there? Like, there's only one elf over there and they're dead. Oh, a goblin bard.
Then it won't be the kind of meeting where everyone talks at once.
That's true. Got actual.
I've got some things that I believe you can exchange for stuff.
We have a goblin bard who, while naturally evil, is nonetheless also an artist. I'm sure this will be fine.
It's the Christmas packaging.
Do we need to fell some more trees? I think we might.
Right, I'm actually ready to log out and go home now.
Hope we've still got a living, non-insane woodcutter.
So, same, I think.
How's Ming Soberak doing?
Living on insane
That's on my plate this Christmas.
Yes, so I think Ming Thobarak is now hungry and thirsty, in addition to being melancholy.
Oh, those were phonemes.
Now,
I'm not sure they were. I'm sure they were.
I mean-
I don't think they managed syllables, but.
Oh, I forgot. You've sent us those initials, haven't you? Yes.
I did, yes.
My guess is that you've gone for that one on the graduate name, but I shouldn't say because I want you to interlude.
Other,
Influence, that's the one.
other voters might be listening.
Yes.
Oh, right. Good night, audible people. No, hearing people. Snooze.
yes, I don't think I've driven any of my woodcutters mad yet, but but the thing is that my mad miner is married. Oh no, to one of my carpenters.
Were they joined in Holy Matrimony? No, that's a joiner, not a carpenter.
Yes.
Damn. But they carpented no.
She's quite scary too, I think. She is a skilled axe dwarf, so we really don't want her getting seriously upset. So yes, the miners, the remaining miners, are working on digging out some space for our zillions of visitors. Probably need some doors too. What's our stock of doors looking like? Got 7 unused doors at the moment, which ain't going to be anything like enough. Ooh, has my bookkeeper not currently got an office? I should fix that. So let's go job manage new rock door. Let's make it an order for 10, but give it a condition on products so that if we have lots of doors we won't make more. Let's make the number 20. That's nice. Since that says satisfied, it obviously only includes those doors that are not currently constructed, so that's fine. What I meant. Right, so that will then mean that we construct rock doors as necessary. We have a problem though, which is that our bookkeeper doesn't currently have an office, which I think may actually be because one of our offices, so we have, that's an office and that's an office. That one, oh, that one is the bookkeeper's office, so that shouldn't be a problem. We should make it bigger. And that one is the manager's office. But do we have the silly situation that our manager is not our mayor? Yes. So let's replace the manager with the new mayor. On the grounds that way they only need one office. And then assign that office to the... No, that was the wrong button. Assign that office to... Sorry, yes, up there, the mayor. Right. No, that's apparently still not right. What have I got wrong? Oh, gods. You're a mayor, you need all sorts of rubbish, don't you? You need your own dining room. Problem with, yes, always getting ideas above their boss name. Right, well, actually, can you do a silly thing and just make the office also be a dining room? Kind of, but then we need to soup it up a bit. Right, engravers. Let us make this the most exciting dining room ever. Oh, you've got an office. Look, bookkeeper has office. Maybe that was an old message. I'm slightly disturbed by this repeated cancellation of update stockpile records jobs. Right, we don't actually need to engrave anymore. That's already a pretty good office, but we may as well carry on. Meanwhile, let's just check what's going on around the butcher's shop, in case there is some stuff that needs to be disposed of. That all looks fine. As usual, we have so many animal byproducts. silly. Why is our bookkeeper still doing that? I don't. Oh God! Not another performance troop. I may start denying permission to stay here because like our poet and bard situation is getting silly. Don't think we need any more. I'm going to hide some of the details of the engravings so that they don't clutter up the display. We do have the weird situation that those two squares are unsmoothed. So we'll fix that. What's going on with this bookkeeper's office situation? You have a decent office, you need a meagre office. So why are you not able to update the stockpile records? Just deny that one. Because I think we're getting too many people for now. So what else does the mayor want anyway? Now has throne room. Now has a throne room for their decent office. They need their bedroom upgrading a little bit. I'll do that by engraving, and they've got a decent great dining room, even though it's co-located with their office. So they now want 2 chests, a cabinet, a weapon rack, and an armour stand in there. Right? Okay. Let's just carve those out of stone. Weapon rack and armour stand and 2 chests and a cabinet. Coffer is a chest made of stone. No, I'm not having another performance troop living here, thank you. I think to simplify things, I'm just going to appoint my mayor as bookkeeper and see if that stops all this faffage. So replace with where's the mayor gone? Can I not appoint the mayor as bookkeeper? Awkward. Oh well, I know the mayor. Right, there we go. So the mayor has an office. Surely this will solve the problem. Anyway, we need to find the mayor's bedroom. So the mayor's name is Ushre Eshtonavuz. Okay, don't think I can see them actually in the list of owners of bedrooms. So maybe we need to look up their spouse. If they are in fact married, yes, they have a husband who is English Kattenturl. English Kattenturl, right. In that bedroom, so let us request that that bedroom have some nice engravings added to it. It should deal with the "my bedroom isn't good enough" complaints. Do so pretty quickly because I've got some damn fine engravers who, after they've smoothed all of that ludicrous quantity of bedrooms we've got. Meanwhile, we've mostly dug out a new batch of bedrooms. I'm currently denying requests from bards and such like, on the grounds that we probably have too many as it is. They keep turning up. Let us fill the world. Actually, no, let's just first designate should actually be a lower priority, shouldn't it? And also that room, but this may cause some trouble if they try to do it from the wrong side of the wall. That room, pretty much everything south of there, but actually we don't care about. Meanwhile, beds. Let's just install beds in the new bedrooms. So we should install the decorated ones first. No, not there. 2 beds short of the correct number. Don't yet have enough doors either. Still, that will make a start. So, the tavern currently has 7 rooms, all of them rented out, so I should probably assign some of the new bedrooms to the tavern. Once they're ready, still not accepting any new bards. I think all of the visiting artists and such like are likely to want tavern rooms, so I'm assigning quite a lot of rooms to the tavern for now. That door's in the wrong place. Oh, that's because it's not actually been built yet, isn't it? No. Yeah, that one should go there. The room may require redesignating to make it work properly. So let's have half of the new rooms allocated to the creative pumpkin, and the rest of them will just be ordinary unallocated bedrooms. We need more doors. Doors being important for separating bedrooms from one another. I presume we will shortly get another thing of construct rock door, 10 rock doors, yes, because we still need more. So what's the soap situation looking like now? We've got soap in the hospital and in the no, go away. In the hospital, and oh look, there are actually people. No, in the southern water tribe. No, in the southern half of the temple. Mostly elves, curiously. Yes, we've got a reasonable stock of soap at the moment, so we don't need to worry about that. That make rock pot order based on? We actually accidentally have an infinite make rock pot order. I think we might, because I think it's an infinite order which tries to give us at least 10, but unfortunately it just got scheduled when we didn't have 10 and is now an infinite order making rock pots. Let's cancel that order and make a more sensible order, which says one rock pot on condition that we have at most 10 of them. Right. I should go what other jobs are getting repeatedly cancelled. That though the so we've got encrust furniture with Morions, encrust furniture with red spinels, which have the same problem. Let's fix those as well by going. Let's just remove those for now. We'll start reinstating things when the gem situation looks like it warrants it. We've got quite a lot of white jade there, for instance. And yes, we're going to end up decorating things weirdly. I don't care. Are you? Yes, that is our unhappy. No. Minor. We've still got some unowned bedrooms, which is nice. We might have enough beds to fill up the remaining 2 bedrooms. Yes, we do. All these damn bards. Why are you stressed? Want some crafts, do you? Yeah, you don't have any crafts enabled, do you? Let's turn on bone carving for you, because we can always do with more bone carvers. Food situation is fine. unhappy job. Let's fix it. You don't have it. Oh well, maybe that one got scheduled once more. Red spindle situation. Look like we've got any cut red spindles, so that's presumably going to get that job is going to cancel fairly shortly. Kind of alarming. Maybe they're just having difficulties with mugs. Booze stockpile is kind of crowded today. Right, okay, that job has been cancelled and is not one of the inconvenient jobs. Presumably have so much white jade that, yeah. We don't need any more entertainers. We still don't need any more entertainers. We are providing quite a lot of experience for our Mark dwarfs here. So you keep trying to go to archery practice and then getting terrified and running away, don't you? Because the problem is the place where you would practice archery now you're chasing the mare around. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about this planter. Like to de-stress him a bit. I might take him off shooting things duty for a little while. Because every time he goes to archery practice, he then gets terrified and runs away again. I mean, gets better at archery in the process, but High Master Marksdwarf, I don't really want to take you off archery. You're good at it. You do have a bit of a... I think there are the dwarves, when in like civilian mode, want to go and practice their archery, but do it in a way that means that they're scared of things, which is not helpful. I mean, he is only crying on someone in... He's on... doesn't feel anything while in combat, which should be good. And yes, really wants to practice a craft, which I've tried to make feasible. Wonder if we should have crafts dwarfs workshops that are just like for people to do things so they be cheered up. I mean, encrusting things with gems would probably be a good thing for most people to learn. And we do have more than enough like materials, so how about we adjust things a bit? Let's dig out some more rooms here. With the idea that we'll have one craftsdwarf's workshop that's just for the purposes of making crossbow bolts, and one that's for everything else. And in particular, we could have one that we could engage in lots of stone crafting, because we've got so much stone. But, and then maybe dwarves who want to practice a craft will be able to use the workshop that isn't dedicated to making crossbow bolts. It should help. Right. So let's make a second craftsdwarf's workshop here. And put a stockpile around it that will just be filled with bones. Do we want? Yes. with the idea then being that that's where we schedule all of our, I name it already, on the grounds that then we can arrange that that's where we do crossbow bolt manufacture, and the other Craftsdorf's workshop is available for any purposes. And then that might allow more people to engage in crafts. I assume we've got at least one legendary bone carver. Yes, we've got 2 legendary bone carvers. So we can say only legendary bone carvers may carve crossbow bolts. Then we go job thing. Make bone bolts should be linked to. No. How do I set the linked workshop? Allows me to set the material I make them from. Set the number of workshops. I don't think I do it from the thing, do I? Add a task. I set a profile, but I've set a profile. I've said only legendary bone carvers are to use this workshop. Or only legendary craft dwarves in general. Let me look this up. It's not how you spell linked workshop, Ben. Pause while you're doing this. So that's not what I want to look up. Look at the terminology that's used. Work orders. Sorry, I'm reading the wiki page now and trying to Aha! Right. Oh, do I have to do it here then? So, general work orders cannot task this shop. New order for this one. Bone bolts. Forever. And then at that level, remove that work order. So that should now mean that crossbow bolts only get built. We build phenomenal quantities of crossbow bolts in this workshop, but nowhere else. I mean, there might be a point at which I should turn that off, but like we can do that later. Let's just check. Only got 330 crossbow bolts at the moment, which, like, you can fire crossbow bolts at quite a rate. So I'm not too worried about making more. Let's just get some people stone crafting and ask our unhappy planter. Oh, I should pay attention to that at some point, shouldn't I? Not today, though. Lost my planter again. Also have stone crafting enabled, because I think probably everyone should have stone crafting enabled. Possibly we should have a workshop whose sole job is to say, make stone crafts. We could clear out that room there if we like. Install a suitable floor in it. We've only got 5 blocks at the moment, so let's make another 20 blocks. Well, 25 blocks, say. Oh no, but we only need, if we want 20 blocks, that means 5 jobs, so let's say 6 jobs. Oh, we don't need that many, do we? Oh well. I can find a better place to put that insanely over-decorated door. And following the usual joining everything up rules, we should also dig that out. On the other hand, everything's going to end up insanely over-decorated eventually, isn't it? And like, it's not very decorated. Oh dear, that's rather unfortunate. Oh no, you were just down there, yes. That's often a good place to end up getting into trouble with undead. I think I should make that square not part of that stockpile, because that will mean that people don't try to store things in that square, and from that square they can just about see into the pit, and they go, ah, scary thing. Oh, we've got a hunter who's actually hunting. They'll have fun. Cool. Someone brave enough to haul out that lump of wood, of stone. Also, you don't seem to be too stressed. Just wander around and see who's stressed. That's just Ficod Esod who, like, possibly temporarily be assigned sole usage of a craftsdwarf's workshop just so they start crafting things. If we have a craftsdwarf, oh hang on, that might not work. Let's try it. Just at least temporarily, and I know I'm going to forget that I've done this. Say this is Ficod Asod's place. No one else is to use this craftsdwarf's workshop. Right. Let's just watch Ficod go and make some rock crafts, which may make them happier. It does involve lugging some rocks around first. Right. Let us also put in we only have 5 rock blocks at the moment in stock. That's a bit embarrassing. I'm going to install that floor, but I think someone needs to finish making blocks to build it from first. Ficod Asod has lugged their stone in there. I noticed my frame rate has dropped rather, which is another reason for refusing people permission to stay here. Right, now I should be able to build a floor in here. Will then allow us to build a workshop on that floor. And then we can use that as the stone carving workshop. That's nice. He is unfettered after practicing a craft. He's satisfied at yelling at someone at work and yelling at someone in charge, and satisfied at work. We can't really help him with his friends or really his romantic life. He's got a great bedroom, and so yes, I think things will be getting better for him slowly. Except now something will have annoyed him. is this unwell dwarf? Our diagnoser who's suffering from severe blood loss. That's kind of worrying. Why is our diagnoser suffering from severe blood loss? We haven't got any more blocks. I'm worried about the diagnoser suffering from severe blood loss. Don't like that. Yes, I mean, usually vampires actually kill their victims, but that doesn't look good. Okay, no, that's perfectly reasonable. So maybe we have a vampire problem, but maybe we don't. We do have an overcrowded dining room problem, because it looks like every table is currently in use. Yes, I may want to extend the dining facilities a bit more. I think what I want to do then is let's move the military over to this side. Oh dear, there's an undead elk bird kicking around. Dig out a bit more space here and let's make our dining room much bigger and much fancier. I'm a little worried about that elk bird corpse. Yeah, we've got an undead elk bird corpse kicking around down there. Let's send someone down with an axe to deal with it. Yep, well, that'll do it. can probably remove that profile now, can't we? Fikordas did a bit of crafting and was a lot happier. Well, okay, was not actually any happier as a result as far as we can tell, but there we go. Right, we got more blocks now. Wrong one. Yes, right. But we don't actually have any wheelbarrows, do we? Let's make a wooden wheelbarrow or two, because that will make it faster to move rocks around. Well, kind of faster. Will mean that only one dwarf can be hauling rocks up to the rock stockpile at the time, but I mean we could actually allow it to have 2 wheelbarrows, I suppose. Probably about the right number. Once we made any wheelbarrows at all. And wheelbarrows make moving things much faster. So then the idea here was so she's not stressed. Bit ill maybe, but still. So I think the idea here is that we mostly have people, we kind of want this the idea was that would be where random people came to do their crafting, and the other one will be used for more serious crafts, but I'm not sure I can be bothered trying to set that up at the moment. Oh dear, an Outbird corpse has come back to life. That looks messy. Come on, someone come along and give it a good thwacking. Right, before we have any serious deaths on our hands. I think that means that the Outbird corpse has been dealt with again. Yes. But someone is probably going to need to help with some injured dwarves. No, not while the frame rate's this low. Trying to find whose nose that was. Oh dear. Our butcher's nose. You do not seem well, sir. Sir? Sir. Well, the diagnoser, well, one of our excellent healthcare crew, some of whom probably not dying of blood loss at the moment, will be along to see you shortly. Here comes our diagnoser. And we'll now get some water from the well. There's a well in your hospital. I gave you a well specially. Lead a diagnostics demonstration. So now our unfortunate ill person has a bunch of treatment required, mostly involving stitching up pretty much everything. But they've been cleaned with soap and everything. And actually started receiving some sutures already from the chief medical dwarf. So this will probably be fine. Dear. Someone else has got injured now. Oh, the giant tortoise corpses are back. Yes. Which is fine, they're a long way away. Probably can't do much with the toe, but it probably can't cause much trouble either. Come out here and finish off this monitor lizard, this monitor lizard head. Splot, right. Yeah, the hospital's kind of full at the moment. Maybe we need to put some more beds in there. Oh, we need to sort out the mayor's bedroom, don't we? Do we? Yes, or rather the mayor's office. Because the mayor still requires 2 chests, a cabinet, weapon rack and an armour stand, which we should stuff in their office. See if Ben can't remember the key for cabinet. F. Right, now we can see dwarves running around with wheelbarrows. Excellent. Main Thobarak has died. Does that mean that someone's job is actually to bury someone? Have you had that happen yet? Probably will be soon anyway. Slightly worried about the number of outstanding suture jobs we've got. I'm mostly going is what's going on with main Thobarak's corpse. Someone hauling it to completely the wrong place at the moment. No, probably not, but I should see if there's anything in this area that we should dispose of quickly. No, it'll probably come back to life, but like yes, we need to deal with Meng Thobarak's corpse. Where is it? Stocks. Corpses. Meng Thobarak's corpse. Currently there. It is not currently having anything done with it. So I think, as I recall, I set up some places to bury things. Alright, so someone has already been buried in there, or at least some part of them has. So let's wall that one in. Main Thobarak will now be buried there, and we can wall that in, which then shouldn't be a problem if they come back to life. Right. Well, let's... I suppose it's something to do with a bard. can wait until they actually manage to find a suitable workshop. Right. What do you want then? Forest, rough gems, cut gems, square blocks, shining bars of metal, forest. I think all of those are available to you. So I wanted to keep half an eye on the burial of Mengthobarak, didn't I? Mengthobarak's corpse is now buried, so now let us wall that in just in case something unhappy happens. Because if there's one thing that's worse than your husband dying, it's your husband coming back to life and trying to kill you. Let's install. Oh God, he's already come back to life. Okay. Like, I was hoping I'd get a little bit more time than that. Right, in that case, what I'm going to do, because this is someone who was a miner, I'm slightly worried that they may be, that Mengthobarak may actually be quite scary and equipped with weapons. So I think I'm just going to seal that room off. Just say, sorry, that room is now off limits. This is why this fortress is divided up into lots of small rooms. Maybe we could just send someone in with an axe and take his head off, but like, I don't entirely trust that that will work. Apparently a live elk bird head skin, well, someone can probably deal with that pretty quickly. Right, that's that room sealed off. We will not try to go back in there in the near future. Which means we need, of course, a new place to bury people. Right. Should probably be somewhere like out towards the edge of the fortress, because if we have to wall these places off, we can end up losing bits of the fortress. So should we go out this way? Yeah, that seems reasonable. Now let's go somewhere slightly more obscure. Dig it out here so that we don't kind of block our ability to get into new areas. Snooze. I should probably stop doing this soon. Let's just check, make sure that this strange mood gets underway properly. Here comes our strange mood person, carrying some silver bars, because you get a small amount of silver from Galena. So what's it currently going to be made out of? Kumquat wood, rough tanzanites, conglomerate gizzard stones. Well, I suppose if you want limestone blocks and silver bars. How's our unhappy planter doing? Wasn't any of those? Curious, they probably managed to become a stonecrafter. No? Oh well. I'm sure I'll notice if anyone's seriously stressed. There's someone who's stressed. Ooh! Sorry, that was the wrong button. Yeah, I don't know what to do with you. Oh yes, you're our elite Marks dwarf and sometime planter, and our perpetually stressed member of the fortress. There's our moody bard gone. Alright, hauling up some lead as well. And has begun a mysterious construction, so I think we should leave that there. And next time we will find out what the mysterious construction is. Sorry, now running back up to the everything that's happened in IRC while I've been away. Snooze. Right, anyway, that will be enough. I shall now save the game and say good night, everyone.